The banded hare wallaby Lagostrophus fasciatus, alternatively known as the mernin or munning, was first described by Perron and Lasserre in the early 1800s. This species is classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List and only found on islands off Western Australia, apart from translocation programs. One study found that banded hare wallabies ranged in weight from about 500 to 2,300 grams, with no significant difference between the sexes. In terms of feeding, banded hare wallabies are both grazers and browsers, and males of the species have been known to live at least 5.5 years. The species is highly dependent on the shelter afforded by low-spreading shrubs. The species became extinct on the mainland in the early 1900s. This is thought to be due to a number of anthropogenic changes that occurred following the European colonisation of Australia. It is not known exactly how large their former range was, but fossils have been found on the Nullarbor Plain and in southeastern Australia, far from their existing range in the midwest of Western Australia. Currently, this species only has viable populations on Bernier and Dore Island near Carnarvon. Around the time of European colonisation, there were 5 known species of hare wallabies, but more may have existed. Of these 5, 2 have become extinct, 2 are rare, and 1 has severely limited range but is moderately common. The banded hare wallabies is one of the rare species that remains. Additionally, there were 32 known species of wallabies and rat kangaroos that weigh below 5.5 kilograms. Of these, 9 have become extinct, and a further 7 have declined critically in range and abundance. The main threats to the banded hare wallaby are climate change, droughts, habitat destruction, as well as predation from introduced mesopredators, mainly feral cats. Climate change is certainly an issue in the conservation of this species, and with populations only occurring on 2 small offshore islands in a very small area, the species is very vulnerable to changes in climate. Even short-term weather patterns could conceivably bring about the extinction of this species. Populations already fluctuate markedly, and this extreme variation is thought to be in response to rainfall. Because of their distribution now being limited to offshore islands, the species is now in a very precarious position. In the past, attempts have been made to reintroduce the species to the Perron Peninsula. These efforts have failed, chiefly due to feral cat predation. However, currently 2 introductions are underway. Banded hare wallabies are being introduced to Fore Island, nearby, and to the Wadderin Sanctuary in the Wheatbelt, more than 1,000 kilometres away. Currently, there are only a few things that can be done to help the species to survive and make a comeback. Firstly, we can help to establish stable populations on the mainland, and in the future consider options such as assisted migration. Secondly, we can help to fight climate change. And thirdly, we can control exotic mesopredators such as feral cats. This pitch is aimed at the Australian public, and the intentions are to A. Raise awareness about the species, B. Show real-life implications of climate change, C. Show a charismatic native species affected by feral cats, and D. Inspire action from members of the public.